This life on your zone every day.
is up, party people? Let me see here. Get this going. What up? What up? What up? All right, let me see who's in the chat. So what's up, Sean? What's up, GPS? What's up, Seek and Find? Even though you think it's a riveting circle jerk, I'm not really sure why you find circle jerks riveting. Maybe you should come up and step up and prove your science. What up, Skyfly? What up, Carlos? Militant man in the house. What's up, Giggles too? What's up, Soul? What's up, Grizz? And that is it. All right, so like normal, open panel. More got some people over here. See what the hell they're talking about. Oh man, no name is boring. Just kidding. But until we actually get back over there, excuse me. I came across a video that I think everyone should see. I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to give my opinion of it. I am just going to play it, and want you guys to see this. Make sure everything's good to go.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. For every human being who looks up at the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind. Good night.
All right, so if you did get a chance to see that, my bad. Yeah, so if you guys saw that, it was a video of Nixon giving a speech, basically as if the Apollo missions had failed and the astronauts had died on the moon. Now, for my opinion, I think it's insanely I think it's something that is insanely bad. Here's why. Yes, there you go, GPS. Here's why I think it's bad. That means not only were they announcing that they're achieving this monumental feat, but they also prepared for every situation. Now, that may actually sound kind of normal, hey, well, if a tragedy like that did happen, would he be in his right mind? Would he be capable? What would he say? Those type of situations in the moment, things that they would try to avoid. Kind of like how Trump is. And so they would have a pre-written speech for that situation. But here's the thing. What if, like, they thought there were aliens possibly there? I know. But what if, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and open the panel up so everyone can hear on that side, and they can kind of jump into what I am talking about. I'm gonna probably play that video one more time for the people that just got in, so they have a damn clue what we're talking about. GPS did put the link in the chat. It's the Deep Fake Detection Challenge. Invites people around the world to build innovations and new technologies that can help detect deep fakes in multiplied media. That's a GPS. Just so in my mind, I remember that's the same thing that the deep fake thing was the same thing as like the whole Obama speech and cadence and voice and everything, right? But anyway, let me go ahead and get to the panel.
I said you and him can have your fun. Me and my girl will have our fun.
Oh, I unmuted you guys at the perfect time. Yeah, everyone got that one.
You act
Okay.
like I'm embarrassed.
Oh, no. I was saying it was perfect timing. So, I'm not sure were you guys watching the YouTube side?
I had to pause it.
I was watching it for a little bit.
All right. Okay, so I played played a video with Nixon giving a speech as if the astronauts had died on the moon. You guys seen that yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
That was the pre-recorded one, right?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the pre-recorded one.
Oh, so he went ahead and readied a speech in case the worst happened. That makes
Does it?
well, sure. I mean, you plan for different eventualities and stuff. Besides, if Neil Armstrong and them had died, no, I'm just saying, like, it makes sense to do it ahead of time.
But do me a favor. Go to the YouTube page. I'm going to play it one more time. It's very short, but you guys should watch it. All right. So I'm going to go do that real quick. So 1 second. Okay, I'm going to play it again. I know you guys, a lot of people have seen it, and I know it's more of a deeper conversation to it, but I want to play it again.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. For every human being who looks up at the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind. Good night.
All right. So for those of you who didn't get to see it when I first played it, there you go. Again, I am not coming from the place that this is like some conspiracy-driven situation. It's just more into a segue I'm going to fall into. And yes, it has everything to do with 9/11. But for those who did see it, no name. For instance, you said that seems completely normal. Marty Moose in the chat said Eisenhower did the same thing for D-Day. Said it's a common practice for big events. Okay, but then here's my question, and Wolfgang, I actually don't have a problem with it, except for the fact that what other scenarios could there have been? Okay, well, so do you think they got a video of that too? Do you think they made one that said? Do you think there's one that was like they were like, the astronauts landed on the moon? There was alien life on the dark side of the moon, and they are engaging.
They could have made one. They just never released it.
I want to see them.
But we had people orbit the moon before we landed on the moon. So if there were aliens on the moon, we would have probably gotten some intel on that before we sent.
Nuh-uh.
I was just gonna say that.
The nuh-uh defense is, oh wow, that's a tough one.
Okay, Do you think they did that for 9/11?
Did what for 9/11?
Started making "This is what happens" videos.
I don't know, the look of utter confusion on George Bush's face when he was reading that story to a bunch of kindergartners would argue otherwise.
Yeah, well, not only that, but the information
I would think it was just the reading part that was making him look like that. Like
fair.
he was like,
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
shit myself.
I can't argue with that.
That's a deep fake.
well, the just the way he presented all the information he was given, throughout the entire thing. I don't know. You could tell he was just reading. It's not like he really knew exactly what he was saying.
I think that. Well,
but that's just my opinion of the guy. He was just, he was just there as a puppet.
He's an actor.
Perfect. That's actually what I wanted to hear, because in all realization, a lot of people shouldn't understand, and the whole U.S.-Iran thing puts it in perfect perspective. The president, trust me, Trump is not making the call to pull the trigger on generals. I'm telling you that right fucking now. Okay? Never in a million years will our president be the one. He's the one who takes the rap for it. But realistically, the government's ran by a bunch of attorneys. And in that,
I would normally 100% get behind you. You've heard my rap on the military-industrial complex, but never have we had a president that was this mentally or emotionally unstable and immature. I mean, the guy tweeted 105 times in one day. For God's sake,
doesn't make him mentally unstable.
I think he would.
Put it this way.
Right. That doesn't make it, but I think it's pretty strong evidence for it to be.
For one, I'm not even 100% sure he's the one doing it. He probably has someone that he goes, tweet this. But realistically, it's the most transparent.
Would argue otherwise.
It's the most transparent president we've had. Not to say he's not to say he's honest, not to say he's telling the truth. I'm just saying we have a president that is very out there.
He telegraphs his mental state from one moment to the next. That's not transparency. I think that's just crazy.
I just mean he's out there. And trust me, I know there's fake ass shit going on behind closed doors. I don't like Trump. Please don't think I said that, people. But yeah, I just think it's funny that the president is exactly like everyone. I've seen a few people say in the chat, they're actors.
Well, I mean, you going from Reagan to Trump, yeah, those two are actors.
Okay, no, name. Okay, Obama. What qualifications did he have?
He can talk very good.
Yep. And guess
He
what?
was a constitutional scholar. He was a senator for a short bit.
Yeah, but he was not qualified to be a president, though. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, nobody's ever qualified to be president unless they've been president of another country before.
People that run to be president usually have a background in the judicial system long enough to be respected, and some of our ex-military. But Trump, Obama, the two least qualified.
I disagree.
I don't. Trump says I've talked. Trump acts like he talks to all these countries. Yeah, he talked to them when it was about business.
On that point, I will agree with you. Obama, on the other hand, had qualifications in diplomacy long before even coming close to running for presidency.
Why? Because he had his hand in, his foot in it.
No, he was in it with his ties to other countries and also some of the friends that he had and stuff. He would go in on business trips and do documents with people for international law and stuff. He had quite a bit of experience doing that stuff.
I just don't see it being to the qualifications of our president.
Well,
don't see it.
Yeah, but what about Bush Jr.? Did he have the qualification? What about Reagan? Did he have the qualifications?
They were
Bush Sr. I mean, he was Mr. CIA, so that's a whole different story.
See, and it's almost to one of those weird situations of I'm arguing that he's not qualified, but in realization that I think in my brain is actually better because then it becomes more up to the people. But that's kind of what leads me astray when it goes, okay, well, that's how you know the president isn't making these decisions. I can't think of a time when we would ever have thought our president makes decisions. That doesn't make sense to me.
He's going to have a cabinet.
He's the commander in chief, so I mean,
he's going to have the cabinet to tell him though.
Buck stops.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's the stopping point. It's either yay or nay. But in all reality, for most of the other decisions, it's going to be his cabinet saying you should do this.
Davros, I appreciate that, my friend. Davros donated to the PayPal instead of the corrupt super chat. He says, from digital for your Come to Australia fund. Awesome, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. For most of you guys who haven't heard or don't know yet, I have a very, 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 very good chance to be going to Australia very, very soon. So I'm pretty damn excited about that shit right now.
Right. Like how soon?
Hopefully in the next couple months.
Oh yeah,
it
is pretty soon.
What it feels like to be upside down.
Yes, I will tell you all what it feels like when the plane starts going upside down. It's one of those like trippy moments. Maybe, because I'm probably going to eat a lot of edibles before I get on the plane. I hate flying.
Also curious if you'll come back with an affinity towards Mel Gibson.
I'm confused. Jose is complaining about what? John Smith. John's not loudly.
I can barely hear him, but I'm listening through Discord, so.
Jose's in his car. We should all start singing karaoke.
Yeah, I turned my mic up a little bit, to see if that helps.
To be heard. Oh, good. All right, let me see. I don't why did Davros say fuck Mel Gibson? I don't understand that. Why? What did Mel Gibson do to you? Anyway, okay, so
just watch the original Mad Max movie.
I can't say I hate that movie. Okay, so think about it this way: we just got done finding out that Iran basically is flexing its muscles, and to me, all the hush hush, we're gonna assassinate a general, and all that crap. I think that was like what was happening during the whole impeachment situation. That makes sense. Agree to disagree, or disagree to agree. What I don't.
Well,
I mean, there's an old expression called wagging the dog, and in politics, it generally means setting up a military engagement or war so that you take some of the heat off of your home activities. So if your poll numbers are low at home, or you're in trouble for something at home, you stir up a war somewhere else, to take the investigation or whatever off of you.
I think
Yep.
more. I think
Yeah.
it's more commonplace than that. I think it's commonplace that if we're in a war, the American people will most likely vote that president in to continue what they started, which is a huge problem, I think.
Well, yeah, that's the wag the dog. If your poll numbers are low, then you start a war to or continue a war or something like that.
No, but see, I think if Trump's numbers were still high, I think it would still be what he would want to do, or that's what would happen. I also think Trump's being out there like he is literally so that they can do what they're doing behind closed doors easier. It's the switcheroo. Well, look at me.
Yeah, well, that's the whole impeachment thing too. To take the heat off of the impeachment, start a military action, and then once the war is fully escalated, continue through for the next term.
Yeah, it's bad to the point where it's like the whole impeachment process. This is how ridiculous. Like, I remember a lot of people were saying this too when they came out and the Democrats said that they were impeaching the president or in the process of impeachment. Realize this: they knew before they even started talking, the Republicans, the House, that they weren't going to sign on. They knew they weren't going to. They knew it was a waste of fucking time. Why were they doing it? They want to make the president look as bad as possible. Guess what's coming up, guys? Sorry about that.
What?
Yeah,
it's election year.
Yep. Election year.
Yeah, I mean, that's just exactly what George W. Bush did.
I mean, what better way to smear your president that you think may get reelected because we're going into war, basically? Impeach him. They knew damn well that shit wasn't going to happen. The worst part is they were talking about this impeachment shit like 3 years ago. They just all of a sudden went quiet. Nothing was going on. Oh, I guess what's coming up? Elections. Let's bring it back up. That's fucking so easy to see. It literally is like a fucking soap opera unfolding in front of our faces. And the funniest part is every 4 years they go, these fucking idiots vote every 4. That's how I feel they feel.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter who's in charge at that point. When you have everybody all together.
Like I know I probably couldn't tell you, but I honestly do wonder what does the president do? Like, what actual decisions does a president fucking actually make, or is he just the spokesman? Like he literally just he don't blind eye just read off the script, blah blah blah.
Well, that's why Reagan was so great. I mean, he had gold spewing out of his mouth for his speeches.
And to think that any of those things are their words is insane. And like you said, those two are perfect examples because they fucking read a script for a living.
Reagan actually wrote it.
Huh?
Reagan actually wrote quite a few of his own speeches.
He was very good. Yeah, no, he was very good at writing.
Wasn't he also one of the presidents that you would say was trying to get the corruption out?
I'm sure.
Reagan? I mean, he must not know anything about the Iran-Contra hearing. The only reason Reagan didn't get impeached was because the same guy who's trying to prevent Trump from getting impeached, his attorney general was in charge of that too.
Yep, exactly.
Reagan didn't get impeached because William Casey died of brain cancer, number one, and Ollie North took the dive for it, number two.
Oh yeah, but William Barr also shut down the investigation. Said nope, nothing more to see here.
How many so glad you're here, Blue. Of all the presidents we've ever had, did any of them give a fuck?
They all do.
Do you think?
Do.
You think Trump cares?
Yeah, in a strange sort of way, yeah.
I think he just needed to be at the top of the world.
Yeah, I think that's probably a very accurate analysis of narcissistic Mr. Trump, but I think they're all narcissistic to some degree. You got to be to want that job.
Yeah, exactly. No,
What idiot would want that?
But on a serious note, do you think the president is more spokesman or more of authority than I'm saying it is?
I think the president's. I think every call is the last word on it is his, but he's acting on the basis of a hell of a lot of recommendations and information that he's getting from the members of his cabinet and elsewhere, the Congress and so forth.
But saying that, the president can.
At the end of
go ahead.
At the end of the day, I mean, Bill Clinton finally relented and gave him permission to go after bin Laden. And when Bush took office, he looked at the situation and rescinded the permission to take out bin Laden because he didn't think there was enough evidence, and he was concerned that if he just went and blew that guy away, it would be a whole lot of negative publicity. Turned out to be a bad mistake. Should have let it stand because they couldn't get bin Laden in their sights that often. They'd been chasing him for a long time.
Yeah, they're right under his fucking
nose. Since the first World Trade Center bombing.
Yeah. Well, I assumed that would be catalyst enough right there, just on site.
Well, people forget about the first bombing.
Yeah, a lot of people do. That one it didn't do as much, or didn't do anywhere near as much. But I remember that. I was a kid. I remember, what was it? A bunch of white vans with explosives in it in the basement. I think one went off, and the other ones didn't, or something like that.
One van, I think, was all it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just one van.
It killed 6 people, I believe. Injured several hundred.
But they if I remember correctly, they added reinforcement after that down below because of that. They decided to add in reinforcement in the basement.
Yeah, well, I think they pretty much put a stop to big, large trucks like that coming down there.
Yeah, they had
definitely
security after that.
I remember now if bin Laden actually took credit for that. I don't think he did. I don't think he actually.
I don't think he was. Yeah, I don't
came
think he
right
was,
out and said he was.
No, I think he didn't do the responsibility thing. I think he just openly funded it, or had funded that organization or something. Remember, he wasn't like a general or nothing. He was just like a super wealthy, and then he became kind of like one.
Yeah.
He's actually what the hell is he? He's Saudi, I think. His father's a oil guru in Saudi Arabia. He got a lot of money.
I'm surprised they're not talked about like a economic superpower for themselves. They kind of just hold their own money and spend it there, but it's weird. They got their fingers dipped in a lot. Did you guys hear that report I read a few days ago about negotiations with them, Saudi Arabians? Basically saying, because like you said, they're so in depth with oil over there, and with the whole climate change situation and solutions and blah blah blah. The obvious thing they want is to reduce fossil fuels, where Saudi Arabia ain't about that. So they literally have a document talking about the negotiations and how the United States will make sure that anything that happens will not affect their income or their profits.
Wouldn't doubt that.
Again, that's one of those things I read that kind of made me go, okay, yeah, motives. But other than that, guys, I mean, that was really all I wanted to talk about. It's open. Anybody wants to join? I put the link out there. Not good, huh?
Okay, so I got something real quick. I was asked, ban or something from YouTube. For everybody that does not know, Crash dropped his phone in water on Christmas
Jesus
Day.
Christ.
So he is on my phone under my name for everything. So if you have questions, if you need him for anything, DM me on Discord, or if you don't have me, I'm on Sean's, and I think I'm on Jose's now, and I'm on Crash's. So.
Damn it. You are out to having to talk to Crash. We saw your name and we're like, no Crash. Perfect. It's playing Crash. You don't have to cry. It's all right, buddy.
I think you just miss him, Sean.
You have no idea how much I do.
Oh, I do.
I stare at his pictures too many times, too many hours of a day, just memeing him up. So it's gonna be a festive. It's gonna be very interesting when I put those out. It's gonna be like a whole slideshow. I'm gonna do just like a presentation of it.
You have to share him with No Name. No Name already has him partly claimed with his red thong.
I want no part of that. That's between them. That's what he fixes that part of Crash. That's not my problem. I don't do
but
that.
It's not gay in a three-way, Sean. So if me, you, and Crash all hook up, it's not gay. Pretty sure.
I don't roll like that, man.
Well, you're missing out, buddy.
I mean, you guys can work for me if you want. That's perfectly legit. I don't mind that at all.
Is that what we're calling it, Sean? Working?
Yeah. I put them on a corner and everything.
The corner of your property, maybe.
No, there's no traffic over here.
Well, who says he needed traffic? He's on your property.
Yeah, I need traffic so he can make me some money.
No, he makes my money.
See, obviously we have a little situation here. Because apparently No Name just, I guess, sold Crash to me, so this is how it works.
No, No Name just loaned him to you.
It's
He
a
didn't sell him.
sublet. It's a sublet. Okay, I was leasing him, and I subleased it to Sean. It's perfectly with boilerplate contract.
The sad part is Crash is nowhere near here to hear this whole conversation.
Oh, good thing it's recorded. God damn it.
That could get ugly.
Can't find. Hey. Didn't find the right jar. So what's going on, guys? Gotta get the link.
Just another day in paradise at the factory.
Yeah, I'm just painting away.
Keep forgetting to put the link for that. I mean, I remember every time. I just never do. Hey, StreamBot worked. There you go.
Speaking of,
Yeah,
I'm
there
about
you
to have
go.
to drop out.
We
I'll
are
talk
in.
to
Just so
you
you
guys.
guys. All right. Yeah, no problem. No problem. No name. You gotta change that, man. All right. Yeah, there you guys go. The link is out there now. Sorry about the wait if you did want to join. We are in the bunker, just so you know, because I have both the links out there for both servers, but we are live in the bunker. So what is going on in chat? Let's see who's arguing about what. No, damn it.
Guess who's back, Sean?
Who's that?
Crash.
Crash, I have no idea what they were talking about. So apparently they sold you. You are now lent to me.
Do not say that I sold him. No Name tried
that's
to sell
right.
him.
Hey, that's between you and No Name. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not in the middle of that negotiation. This was between me and No Name. Should take those problems up with No Name. Oh, No Name's not here anymore.
Blue's got my back, right, Blue?
Good answer, Blue.
I'm not a part of this conversation.
So wrong.
Okay, I have a question. Are we going to go to war?
I think so.
Right before election.
Now, I wonder if people understand that, like, Iran has nukes. And what that means.
Well, would they nuke Iraq?
Oh, they're going to nuke Israel. That'd probably be their first target. Yes, they do. They have nuclear technology, and they've been talking about having nukes. Look it up, damn it, Marty. Making people doubt me. It says Iran has called for a nuclear weapons state to disarm and for the Middle East to be a nuclear weapon free zone. Guess what? That treaty that we're part of, it ends soon. They'll be making nuclear weapons, and I'm sure they do, because the question was, does Iran have nuclear weapons? Didn't say no. Which countries have nukes? Let's see. Yes, Iran doesn't have them, but they will.
Well, I mean, officially, they don't have them.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, okay. They're part of the nuclear weapon sharing program. Right? What, Germany, Italy, and
Yeah.
Belgium. Shit, if South Africa has fucking nuke, Iran has nuke. This is Israel. Marty in the chat says officially Israel doesn't have them on this list. Oh, Israel is widely believed to have been the sixth country in the world to develop nuclear weapons, but has not acknowledged its nuclear forces. It has rudimentary but deliverable nuclear weapons ever as early as 1966. Israel is not party to the NPT, which is that treaty that kind of says no weapon testing. Israel engages in strategic, and BOT says it's in its first country nuclear weapon. La 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 la. Sure, Israel does. Israel has. They're suspected. They have a suspected nuclear facility. Yeah, and they're part of that the Vila incident. Those motherfuckers got them. I know they do.
I mean, this has been building for a little while, though. I mean, and just under Trump, as soon as he pulled out of the Iran deal, you knew it was coming.
Back to the desk. Sorry. Well, you know that he also pulled out the nuclear treaty with Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think like it. I hate to say it, but it seems kind of Cold Warish to me.
Mm-hmm. Because war is profitable.
Shit, Iraq didn't have any nuclear weapons, and we invaded Iraq on the premise that they did, even though a lot of people don't understand that on numerous occasions Saddam had sent them invitations to investigate those facilities, and U.S. turned them down. There's a bunch of documents that talk about it. It's not just conspiracy shit. U.S. turned down a bunch of his invitations to go out there. And the reason he was trying to get them to come out was to lift sanctions that we had on them.
Oh yeah, we had everything sanctioned from Iraq.
Yeah, so I mean, people were like, they were doing it for like, no. He wanted them to come out there. He wanted them to get back the F off, and that was when he started threatening them. That's when he started threatening to stop using the U.S. currency or U.S. oil currency in oil trades. They were going to leave it. They were going to just drop it. Fuck it. Marty says, "Did you see a Boeing 737 with like 170 souls on board was shot down? 63 Canadians dead. When the? Oh, that's the one that just happened in Iran, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, they were saying it's either a bomb or it was shot down. They aren't sure which yet. Well, that's a good question.
Oh, is Iran blaming us for it?
I haven't seen anything for that yet.
Yeah, and that's odd too. What's up, Marty? The fact that Iran sent all those missiles, but no one was injured at all. To me, they weren't attacking. I think they were flexing.
Yeah.
It was a token response for us killing their general.
But don't you think they would have actually actually tried to inflict real damage, I guess you'd say?
Oh, I don't think they wanted to start a war. They had to be seen to be making some sort of response, but they made a response that basically just blew up a bunch of empty shit. Best I can tell. Did it injure anybody?
No, not at all.
No.
No injuries, no deaths.
Yeah, so
that was just a
freaking token response.
Everything in America, yeah, everything American was missed. I think.
Marty says, Marty, what do you say was fake news? Which part? Because I know there was a bunch of fake news that was coming out, like the whole, what is it? I think it may have been the whole. What was it? I've been watching it, but I can't stand fixating on that shit for too long. What are you talking about, RT? Oh, he says he thinks the rocket attack was fake. I don't think the rocket attack was fake. If it was fake, I mean, Iran's pretty adamant about them doing it. It's not like Iraq's like, wow, we didn't do it. Don't worry, I was closing the bag. Yeah, but see, Marty, because Marty's saying that there were no injuries or buildings hit. But I think that's kind of goes exactly with what Blue was saying. It wasn't to start a war. It was to say, fuck you, we got something. We're not just going to just sit back.
Either that or those boys can't shoot for shit.
But logically, it would make more sense to just say, hey, we have range, just so you know, right? It would make more sense to do that than to start an all-out war. Because to me, it almost seems like even the U.S. knows that, because you would think right off the bat, Iran, because the second I saw reports that Iran had fired a bunch of ballistic missiles towards bases, I was like, oh shit, we're going to war. But they didn't. To me, it was like the U.S. went, or like the government went, okay, they're not trying to start a war. Like you're saying, Blue, but they're not trying to start a war, but they're trying to flex their muscles, basically.
But it says they use North Korean no dong missiles. Yeah, that could be the problem. Somebody like to shoot on 30 of those ding dong missiles out there.
Are they painted all kinds of shiny colors like Riley's?
Oh, probably.
What up, Toady?
You can hear me.
Nope.
Toady missed being corrupted today when y'all were trying to sell me, apparently.
That's not good if you can't hear me. Okay.
I'm just kidding. We can hear you.
Oh, it's this bloody thing. Doesn't work very well, does it?
No. We hear you, Toady.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, well, that's always good.
I was meant for you. What's up, Mark?
I saw your waste of time last night, Blue.
Oh, yeah. That was...
That was epic. And then Rumpus joining, and then doing the thing that Rumpus did was just unbelievable. It was.
And for the record, maybe you've already heard this, but I tried to tell that fucking idiot to shut up and get that he was on a different page and he would not listen. And
no, he wasn't listening.
Time, you go back in the archives, every time that happened with Rumpus, every single time with him.
That guy kept trying to square shit that he didn't have any idea of what was going on with the notation.
Yeah, I mean, just even understand the basics, did he? I mean, he kept getting confused, and then he kept saying it's cube, and then he kept saying this thing about it was meters per second.
He wasn't even sure what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it was almost like...
He couldn't even figure out what question he asked me.
I mean, I think he was desperately nervous and trying to go for a gotcha. He kept interrupting you the whole time, by the way, all the way through. You hardly said 3 or 4 words. He's just, it doesn't work, does it? Debating people like that just doesn't work, sadly.
No, the best thing you can do with people like that is just shut up and let them talk. They're digging the hole, let them dig.
What did Mark think of it? What was Mark's view?
Well, it was late. I don't know how you could have listened to it. I listened to his, and then Big Blue started his 20 minutes, but Big Blue couldn't get a word in edgeway.
You're really quiet, Mark.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, hang on with me, folks. Let me have a look. Input. Okay. Can you hear me now, folks?
Oh yeah, much better.
Much better. Okay. Yeah, no, it was late for us, Toady. I went to bed about maybe 12:30, but
it was. It was late. Yeah.
It was. Who were you talking to, Blue? Whoever it was, you gave him the courtesy of 20 minutes at the beginning, and as soon as it was your turn, he wouldn't let you finish anything.
Yeah, his name's Brian Lickey, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like
but I drank too much whiskey and I fell asleep.
I'm serious when I say this. I mean, I honestly like the guy. He's I don't know why, but I like him.
Yes, he wasn't contentious. He's not contentious.
No, I've seen him become contentious, but he's never really been that way with me. And I thought we could have a decent conversation, but the way it was going, I just, I didn't think slam dunking him was the thing to do.
There's no point in that. Scoring points, no. That's not my scene at all. Except when I'm talking to Toadie.
Of course, always win with me. But I think he skated over so many different areas. It again is very hard to remain on a point. It's a real difficulty, though, isn't it, about having a meaningful debate or dialogue.
I don't know what to do with the guy when he's talking about Coulomb's law being about magnetism. That just, oh my God. And I couldn't even bring myself to correct him on that point because we just go off on some other tangent. So just let it go.
It was very reminiscent of Kent Hovind or Dwayne Gish if they decided to take up a flat Earth.
If you're not careful with guys like that, I mean, you become the bully real quick. I don't want to be the guy that's kicking the three-legged chihuahua. That doesn't help anybody. So
kicking the three-legged chihuahua, that's a good one.
I think last night someone was talking about, who was it? Dean was talking about that guy, the thing from what's that thing with the dinosaurs in it? The squirrel who's always after the nut. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. But he was like that with one eye, exactly. Yeah, one eye bulging and one leg was scrabbling to stay on the glacier or whatever. He was just, I think by not doing it, it does expose very obviously the gap there, which he wou't mean, which was good, but I'm not sure any outcome was
Rumpus, on the other hand, was not quite so calm.
Well, yeah, you know my style. I never think it reflects well on somebody if they're, as I say, it's shooting fish in a barrel, isn't it? Right? It wasn't worth it. Yeah.
I thought Rumpus did pretty well at keeping himself at bay for a little while.
Yeah, you got frustrated like Rumpus always does. That I wasn't frustrated too. I mean, everybody
was asking though.
I was seriously hoping we could get a little bit of something across to him. Maybe we did. I don't know. Maybe he went back and took another look at what acceleration really means. Hope so. Those things are
per second.
Per second, yeah. What's the distance? Yeah. Right. Okay. What's the? Please ask one question only.
I mean, the interesting thing was these are areas that aren't really even contentious, are they? Right? That was the funniest thing. These are not things that are really very much debated, are they? Because they're entirely empirical and provable and measured. I don't think these are.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I didn't even see it as a debate, honestly.
Yeah, when you said, "Look, I'm sorry, you're just wrong. I'm sorry," you had to apologize to him.
Yeah, I think the only cheerleader the guy had was actually Slick.
Again?
I think Slick was the only cheerleader that Brian actually had.
I wasn't even watching the chat.
Yeah, I stopped watching. My ears were just melting.
It was probably really hard to.
Watched some of it. I think I typed one time in there that I was just going to sit back and keep my mouth shut after the other guys came in. I was never any more glad to have anything happen than that either. Thank you. Thank you. Please, 10 of you get in here quick. Please don't make me talk anymore.
I think he thought he was also flattering Rumpus when he was saying to Rumpus, "Oh yeah, you wouldn't have got fooled by it, Rumpus. You know, you would have been fine. Blue, I got there was a gotcha. I got blue with the squared, but you wouldn't have been fooled, Rumpus." It's yeah, it's just
Yeah, and Rumpus is sitting there saying, "No,
exactly
Blue got it right."
I think it's that it's that very obvious. Even his psychological ploys are very flattery, are very transparent. It's a shame because, as you say, he's not a nasty guy, is he? It's a shame you couldn't have debated Riley, really.
If we could, well, that's how this all started. I was over in Randy Flat Earth's side chat, just trolling Riley, needling him. And trying to I was asking him a couple of times to shut up and just quit saying shit and come debate me. And Riley would ignore that, of course. He wasn't going to have Riley's not going to debate me. Never in a million years will he do that. But Brian chirped in and said, "I'll debate you." Well, now what do? Right? So that's how the whole thing started. I said, "Okay, fine. I'll talk to Sean G or Jose or somebody, and we'll see if we can set it up."
The saddest part about it is, if Rumpus would have debated him, you realize that a lot of flat earthers would have been on his side, right? Brian's side, right?
Oh yeah, quickly.
I think we're missing tonight Brian's logic. Not that Brian, the other Brian. The Irish one who you can hardly understand. He's apparently debunking as we speak San Jacinto and those long-range photographs on Ranty's channel, because Ranty seems to have come back with a lot of vigor, doesn't he? Seems to have come back with a lot of energy.
Ranty is grassroots flat Earth. He doesn't pontificate. He's out there with his camera every day. I like Ranty.
The problem is that the stuff that Ranty's getting he's not depicting it correct. Not depicting it.
But at least, yeah, I think he's too much under the influence of Quantum Eraser and Nathan and Sleeping Warrior.
Well, I tend to agree with you, Mark. I think he tries really hard, and I think then he lets the business slip. You know what I mean? Puts too much in, and I think he will go through that cycle again and again. But I do agree with you. He is grassroots, and he does try. I just think sometimes, as you say, under that influence, he tends to end up being a bit too partisan on certain things that probably gets pulled into, right? Like probably on his own he wouldn't be discussing gravity. Do you see what I mean? But because of them, he's discussing gravity.
I absolutely agree with you, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were having a go at me the other day in side chat, Quantum Eraser and Sleeping Warrior, because I don't agree with both of them that Quantum Eraser is just a pontificator and Sleeping Warrior is just an idiot. I wish he was on your side. I really do.
No. Don't you wish that evil on
Don't encourage that, exactly.
Please, you keep him, Mark. He's yours.
No, he's not. He's a stupid idiot. And Quantum Eraser is just so full of his own self-importance.
Yeah,
well, I will say it this way. I wish I could buy QE for what he's worth and sell him for what he thinks he's worth. I'd be a rich son of a bitch.
And that's a good one.
I just think he hasn't got a lot of good arguments, QE. I mean, he's very loud. He shouts like Nathan quite a lot. I don't think there's a lot of content underneath it, though. Yeah, I think he's got certain arguments that he's worked out, and as long as he sticks to those, like his cheat sheets, but I don't think there's a lot of content.
He's got a script, and he bullies people into that script, and that's where people make the mistake of going in and debating him. Keep away from his script, and then you can make your point.
I agree, and he's only got that script. I agree with you, Mark. So he's got a very narrow script, yeah, and he argues that well, right, and very vociferously, and I agree, he bullies people into that script, right, with all his things about your, whatever, tin can, mungo by the side of the road, whatever, all these things, ridiculous things he comes up with. But I think it's a very, very thin veneer. Yeah, I think if you've got in a real debate with QE, I don't think there's a lot of substance outside of those areas. So it means I don't think he's got a lot of first-hand practical experience of doing observations, for example, right? For example, Ranty has much more to give if he could give it, right?
Yeah. Quantum Eraser is good at bullying verbally. I think he's got military training, hasn't he? He's sort of like a sergeant major shouting.
He was.
Down.
He was stationed in Berlin during the Cold War, so I think he was there for for a number of years. So yeah, he has got training. You're right. He's actually medically trained, or certainly dietary trained. Yeah.
He's been trained in insults and emojis.
Carlos, you came across very low in volume there.
That's a good thing.
How about now?
That's even lower.
It's so loud.
Yeah, I forgot Sean was here.
My stream, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's okay for you to eat on your own stream.
Last video I did was a response to Kiwi thinking.
Oh, the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
When did you do that one, Blue? I've not seen you in my alerts on YouTube recently.
Put it out yesterday, actually, last night.
I wasn't alerted. I'm usually alerted whenever you make a post.
There's a new one up. Have a look at it.
Okay, I'm going to check now why didn't YouTube send me that.
Less than 1 minute soundbite out of Jose's chat and turned it into a 5-minute, I don't know what it was. Mostly QE saying nuh-uh.
Let's have a look at the Three Amigos. Oh yeah, right, okay. I don't know why that was. I'm still subscribed to you.
Then I got I had a sound bite of Nathan actually getting the description of pressurized gas and atmospheric pressure almost right.
He almost.
Yeah, he wasn't far off. I'll give it to him. Warrior just goes on a rant because that was the day I was trolling him in Randy's chat.
Hates that. That in Allie's once, he almost flipped out.
Oh, he flipped his shit on me that day. Well, he was just being his usual insulting self, and basically said that he wasn't gonna. He was just tired of talking to those globe Earth ass clowns, you know. And so all I typed in the chat was, "Tell the truth, Sloppy. You're tired of getting your butt kicked."
Wait,
and that set him off.
Have you guys heard? I ended up listening to Ranties the other night when they were talking shit about the panel. When we were talking about it on here, and Riley said something that I thought was the dumbest shit in the world. Granted, he's like, I haven't researched it in 15 years, but he goes, 2 planes, 3 buildings, says it all. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Oh, that was the link I sent you, Sean, because that was the one where they were bad-mouthing us, and Chris got invited in as a special guest and said that I was dreadful. You know, they were trying to fit George up, weren't they? And then Chris went off on one on me.
I was just thinking that too. Chris is scared. And I realized this because he does this everywhere else. So that night we were talking on the panel. At one point, I did say there was, everyone was talking at him and everything, and I usually I like Chris, but then I realized he was talking a lot of shit. So in Jose's chat, I said, "Hey, when are we gonna do that one-on-one on 9/11?" He's like, "I'm not debating you." I said, "Well, and Ranties, you said you'll debate anyone, anytime."
Anyone, exactly.
And he refused to debate. So that's funny. I like when they get there when he goes over there and he's like a different person. That's what pisses me off because I do protect Chris. I like Chris, but then I hear when he talks shit like that, I'm like, okay, well maybe he's just trying to start some commotion. No, he's just being a dick because he's on those platforms.
Yeah, I think it's obviously it's quite a radical change with him. I think it's trying. It's always best to try to stick to what you are if you can. Yeah, because obviously everyone changes a bit, right? He's with all his crew, isn't he? And people are supportive of it. But
see, I don't.
Yeah, he was a dick.
I wouldn't do that. In fact,
he was a dick.
When I talk about Chris on here, I tell you every time I like Chris. But when he does shit like that, it's very culty. It's like some bullshit. Act like somebody and then go over somewhere else and act like completely different. That's bitch shit.
So who are the free-thinking flat earthers? Matrix Media?
There are none.
Are there any?
No.
I'm just wondering who they are. The ones who are not part of a big posse. Yeah, the ones who are not part of a big posse.
No, but they are.
Well, Matrix and Pete are definitely the ones that aren't in a big posse.
No, but see, they are though. They may not be in the panels talking to them, but they're in all the chats. They're there. They have the same narratively evidence lacking claim for a lot of things.
Sean, do you not think that there's Sean? Do you not think there's group think on both sides?
Oh, 1,000%. Oh my God, it's terrible.
Completely, it's very strong as well.
Rhetorics and all them fight the flat earthers, they're the worst. I fucking hate them more than I hate fucking most people. Just on the fact that like seriously, if they like, I'm doing this because I like it. I get to meet new people, have great conversation, learn shit, understand shit, blah blah blah. People donate, and I fucking appreciate the shit out of it. I don't really advertise it at all like that, but they're here to make a shit show, to make money. And to me, that's using the situation, and it doesn't help it, it makes it worse.
Yeah, see, when Quantum Eraser talks about pseudoscience, he's got a very narrow view of it. Once you become emotional in your science presentation, then it becomes pseudoscience. It's no longer objective. It's subjective, and all that crap with Sleeping Warrior and Craig from Fight the Flat Earth. It's just personalities. There's nothing of any substance from any one of them.
Yeah, I think they're just flirting until they can finally meet up and actually do a circle jerk. But that's just my opinion. Like that, those guys are bad. And for a while, it was like, okay, well, if they're giving out great information and they're really trying to get these things through and they're just getting frustrated, it's one thing. But they're wrong about a lot of shit. Like, it's bad. And they all just hang on Red's nuts like they taste like fucking sweet candy.
Well, he was there. He was early adopter, wasn't he? He was Big Daddy Kane. He kind of came in early on, and he's got quite a forceful personality on the internet. So, be interesting to see what he actually does as a job. Well, I just wonder what he actually does in real life. Probably something quite menial, I suspect.
Who, Reds?
Yeah, I heard some rumor that he was spotted doing announcements at an airport or something, but I don't know if there's any truth in that.
I can only imagine what half the people do for a living.
Reds is a plumber.
Is he really? Oh.
Speaking of Reds, Sean, yours and Red's discussion actually popped up in my feed the other day.
What's that? Oh,
your discussion with Red popped up in my feed the other day.
Oh, that was a long ass time ago. I'm gonna stay right now. Even though I was a flat earther, I won that debate. I was right. Everything about what I said. And if you listen to that debate we were talking about how bridges didn't have curvature, and they were arguing at the time that that Golden Gate Bridge, especially, was one we were looking at, was built with curvature in the design. And I went, that's not correct. It's in sections. They do not do that. And they were adamant about it. And it was just like, okay, well, yeah, tension. And it was just the whole nine. If you listen to them talk about bridges right now, the same thing I was saying. And it's fucking funniest shit in the world to me. That was like almost 3 years ago, huh? Damn.
Do they not allow for it in the design, though, on long bridges, the curvature? I don't say build it into the design. That's slightly different. If you're doing it in sections and each one slightly adjusts, then you've not really got a problem, have you?
Yeah.
They must know about it.
The sections are so small that it
That's what I mean. It compensates. Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. Yeah.
The shape of the shape of the bridge isn't for curvature, it's tension. The same way, the best example is like the flatbed trucks that big rigs with the flatbeds on the back. If they're empty, they bow up, and the reason for that is so you can put more weight on it.
Oh right, like they're pre-stressed. Yeah,
exactly. That's the same thing with Golden Gate Bridge. And that was the debate we had, and that was my argument in the debate we had. And like I said, when I argued, it wasn't a flat Earth proof thing. It was literally my argument and how I understand it. And unfortunately for them, I understood what I was talking about. And yeah, I got triggered, but that's because that's when the shit show started. That's when they started doing that 3-4 people on a panel. And if you listen to it, it was like these random dudes that were on the panel just started talking shit. It was like, well, you guys know me. I'm not gonna I don't just sit there and just let it happen. I very easily trigger.
No, not you, Sean.
Nah, right? I'm the most calm person on earth.
Where's that Davros character? He normally pops up about this time. Has he gone to bed? He's all tucked up in his little fluffy blanket.
He's over mad because I mentioned Mel Gibson again.
Last I saw, he was actually over in the Daily Boom listening to Pete Shea drivel on for a bit.
The Daily Boom. What's the Daily Boom?
Jose's.
Jose's doing a Discord now, is he? Okay.
I heard Pete Shea go in there. I was like, nope, and I'm done.
What? Inspector Carlos is here.
Greetings. Is my microphone still crap?
No, it's perfectly loud.
If that was Sean, I would like somebody else to answer.
You just sound distant from your microphone, Carlos, but we can hear what you're saying.
All right.
Because you do know, regardless of that, Carlos, I can control your volume.
Can you really? Is that what's going on?
No,
just
but
stand
I
on
can.
a ladder. Stand on the ladder and speak into the mic.
That's what I'm doing.
Bloody hell, I didn't know that Riley won DFOTY. God.
Oh, he won?
No one told me that. Did you guys not? Why did you not let me know?
He puts out the most content. What do you expect? Yeah.
No. It was easily going to be Kyle because Kyle was,
Kyle was disqualified.
Only 70 votes difference between the two.
Was there? Cool. Who came third?
JM Truth.
JM Truth. Okay, yeah, I would have thought JM. My God, so Riley won it. I voted for Riley with 8 sock accounts.
Now, check this out. Now, all you guys have done is make them think, now I got something. Now I have motivation to prove them all wrong, and it keeps them around.
Yeah, because Riley told me 2 days ago that he was leaving Flat Earth because he couldn't stand debating people like Hillbilly Booblaws and people like that. He said that he was off to go and do something else. That's what he told me.
Riley won't say he's a flat earther.
I just went and watched Blue's video, and he's got more production value in 10 seconds of his video than most flat earthers.
But the egg, bro. You see this egg?
This is an egg.
Oh, so he just put that gravity upload out?
He has. That's how I know he won DFOTY. Yeah.
And so he pours. I'm watching it, and he pours salt. You know, when he's doing his little specific gravity test. I typed in the messages. I said, "What makes the salt fall in the water?" I haven't heard anything back yet.
He'll probably delete it.
Oh, I screenshot all my shit when I do that, just so I can tell. Then I do the same thing, Toady. I go in with another account to see if he believed it or not, or he hit it or not.
I voted for JM Truth under all my soccer accounts, and he still finished third.
Cares, JM? That guy's a joke.
If JM had a shot at winning, if he would have kept making content, he's been dark a while.
He's been dark since I called him out on his not having his required FAA permits to commercially fly his drone, and I sent him the class courses for it, and I haven't heard anything from him since.
Yeah, that was going to change everything. Send him FAA papers. I was going to convince him. Tell you guys are just entertaining it.
No, I threatened to turn him in for his use of his drone in his documentary for not having a pilot officer in command that had a FAA certification to fly a drone commercially.
Aren't you kind of reaching?
Get him, Crash.
No, I'm not reaching. I took that damn test and paid my money. He can too.
Part 107.
So what is that? You're not allowed to use a drone? Or a certain type of drone?
For commercial purposes without a license.
So say that again. So you're not allowed in America to use a drone
for commercial purposes without a license.
Ah, that's the key thing. What does commercial purposes mean?
If I
making money.
Yeah. If
hang on, let Crash tell me.
If you make money in any way, shape, or form off any videos, images, or anything, it's considered commercial use of the drone. You have to have insurance and a 107 waiver.
Really? That's very... So even in a video, if I'm making a video, flat earth type video like Tim Osmond does, and I take some pictures with my drone and then use them, that's seen as commercial?
If your channel is monetized, yes.
Would they really come after me for that kind of small use? I mean, I understand if I was filming them.
They busted a ton of my drone reviewers for not having 107 reviews.
Really? Wow. Bloody hell, that's pretty harsh.
Trust me, the FAA is part of the federal government. They have no known sense of humor whatsoever.
Nope. And they're cracking down on it because they're technically right now you're not supposed to fly a drone in the U.S. outside of a registered flight facility, aka an established AMA airport for model aircraft, until they implement their new flight rules package that'll allow you to fly and integrate with air traffic and controlled airspace.
But didn't that start just this year?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe he did that before.
It doesn't matter. It still falls under commercial use because if you're using it to make a profit, that got passed for 2 years.
Yeah, the Part 107, it's been on for a few years.
The new flight restrictions went into effect in November of last year about where and how you could fly your drone if it weighed over whatever minuscule amount they determined.
That's why I'm going to stick to the small ones when I'm not regulated and held down by the man. I also don't need to fly across the city with a fucking drone either. So.
I have to maintain line of sight on your drone regardless.
Unless you have an acceptance.
What if you use binoculars?
Nope.
You have to physically maintain line of sight with your drone or have another licensed observer monitoring your drone that you're in constant communication with.
How are you going to determine whether I can see something or not?
Angular size, baby.
Because I guarantee you're not going to see that drone a mile away.
That's what you think. I have 25 vision.
Unless you have atmospheric magnification.
I have supersonic. I can see everything.
Unless it goes beyond the curve.
I cannot see that. That's obstruction. It's different. I can see through atmosphere. I can't see through obstructions.
But yeah, the FAA has really been cracking down on drones lately.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I wonder how much regulation the NASA and NOAA, their drones have to go in.
It's not so much. It's not so much the drone; it's whoever's operating the drone. Because around here, I used to make big money taking photos of houses that were for sale, taking the walkthrough videos and scanning the property. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can do it now, but I couldn't do it for about 6 months while I wait to take the damn test.
That's what I was going to say.
Walmart helicopter.
Yeah, because that shoots high quality 4K.
They do nowadays. Yep. What?
Sharper
$100
image.
I get a drone that does.
Yeah, that doesn't use a gimbal and uses artificial stabilization for the image You
they
got a
got
bunch of
stabilization.
clips
They got
in
that.
it. And you
Oh,
got
they
to
do.
go through and crop it to
No,
make it look
you're making it too difficult. I can go do that.
It's
With a
electronic stabilization.
I can go to
not a
Walmart and
gimbal.
do the same shit. You're just making it sound technical now.
Gentlemen, I'm going to say good night. It's late here. Thanks for your company, folks.
Yep. Have a good one, Mark. Thanks for stopping in, my friend.
Good to
night.
talk to you, Mark. Take care.
Good night, folks.
See ya.
Jesus,
And
robot.
I'll get my DJI Inspire.
I have no idea what you said.
So I'll challenge you, Sean. $100 drone, DJI Inspire out.
I have no idea what you've been saying. You've been roboting the whole time. Hello?
He said, no.
That's what I heard.
I didn't
What I
stick
heard,
with that because I didn't want to be poor my entire life.
We just want to make sure you heard the same.
But
Yes,
I did end
Can you
up,
hear me now?
I did keep
Oh, I can
playing
hear you.
guitar
Yes.
after I changed majors.
Said I'll put my
Kept doing it.
$5,000 DJI Inspire against the images your $100 Walmart drone.
I
Okay.
didn't stick with that because I didn't want to be poor
Taking
my
what?
entire life. But
Picture of
I
what?
did end up.
Whatever you want to shoot,
I did keep
guarantee
playing
you I'll get
guitar
better
after I
video
changed
of.
majors. Kept
Don't
doing
say
it.
that, because I'll figure something out.
Guess it's a good thing I have more
I
than
didn't
one
stick with
Inspire,
that
don't
because I
it?
didn't want to be poor my entire life.
Yeah.
But I did end up. I did keep
Trust me, I
playing
could
guitar
fucking, I'll
after
strap
I
a
changed
fucking
majors.
$1,000 camera to the bottom of a fucking $100 Walmart.
I didn't stick with that
can be
because
done.
I didn't want to be poor.
I
my
have
entire
one
life.
set up for shooting residential
But
images,
I
and I have
did
another
end
one
up,
with a FLIR camera on it
I did
that
keep
I help
playing
the
guitar
local
after I
fire
changed
department
majors.
rescue crews with.
Kept doing it.
Yeah, I got Google Earth for that shit.
I didn't stick with that
I'll
because
go to
I
Google
didn't want
Earth
to be
and
poor my entire life.
copy and paste a picture for
But
you.
I did end up. I did keep playing guitar after I changed majors.
But that doesn't do very good
Kept
when
doing
you're
it.
looking for the kid who's lost in the woods.
The
One of
last part of it. Last part of every one of Chris's sentences just cuts out. I don't know why that does that.
It's him.
Like YouTube doesn't like him.
It's the way I talk.
Or Discord.
Yeah, and it only helps saving kids if it's in the line of sight crash. And
That's
that
what
means you also can't use it at night. In police helicopters, they have that flare system, so it kind of works a little bit better than a drone.
For a little bit, yeah. But it's the fire department here helped cover the cost of that drone.
Yeah, but you can't fly at night.
Technically, no.
Yep, see, there you go. That's against the law. Crash.
But with a 107 permit, I can file for an exemption for certain circumstances, but it's a pain in the ass to do.
So you don't have one.
I have a 107 permit.
You just said you didn't.
Said I can file for exemptions to fly at night and do other things with my 107.
Oh, yeah, but you haven't, though.
No, I have not done
I'm calling the FAA. I'm calling them.
Go for it. Would you like my FAA registration number for all my drones?
No, not really. That was a blanket threat. If we're not going to talk about anything, people, then I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I have nothing to talk about. I'm drawing blanks right now. We can keep BSing on the line.
Is drawing blanks like shooting blanks?
I guess most only wish, but I have perfected. Never mind. Never mind.
Too much information.
Yeah. We'll just say I have only one child, so I figured something out
for a reason.
They're changing the sign for our hospital here to same-day vasectomy signs, and it's a dude with a chainsaw. I'm going to get a picture of it this week.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. It's a dude in a schmuck holding a chainsaw that says same-day vasectomies.
Nice.
Are they closing the hospital down? What the fuck? What the hell is going on?
They put that same sign up every year at about this time.
Funny.
Phil Blacker says, I hear two voices. Am I tripping? No, it's called a conversation, Phil. two people do that back and forth. What up, Stingray? All right, I think I'm gonna shut this one down. Is Jose going live? Who's going live? Anyone going live?
I think Jose was going live. I think. Thought I saw something pop up. Yeah, perspective, I guess.
Holy crap, I'm just reading the fucking long-ass post that Slick posted on Jose's channel.
Which one?
The one he posted at 5:32 p.m. that's like a half a page long.
Well, I guess I'll have to go back and find it.
Phil said,
Can you give me a
I
synopsis?
heard conversations. Yeah, I think that's in your head, Phil.
He's talking about Druss something. And he's still typing.
Yeah. Slick for a man who has no beliefs, Slick sure has a lot of beliefs.
I've noticed that too. How does that work?
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what a belief is. Anytime he makes a knowledge claim, he's making a belief. Anytime he makes a judgment statement, he's making a belief. Anytime he asserts something is a fact without double checking it, he's asserting a belief. Every time he gets one of his facts wrong, he's asserting a belief. It's really amusing, actually.
Here's a quote from part of it. When it's an echo chamber, it's all grin and giggles. As soon as the paradigm is challenged, it's poodles to pit bulls. Character assassination.
Who said that?
Slick.
He's been listening to Lemon a little too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, go look at Jose's Discord, and he posted it at 5:32 p.m.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna go ahead and mute out and end the stream, and I'll be back. I got some things to do anyway. We're right back after I figure out where my cursor is. Found it. All right, guys. Yeah, a little slow one. It happens. Like I said, I didn't have anything figured out. Just figured I'd go live and see what's going on since no one else was. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. I definitely have something planned for tomorrow. But it will be, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to go early, like a couple hours earlier than I did today. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here because I know I'm boring you guys. Peace.